This is a story of a worm. His name was Itty Bitty, was living in the inner city. Here's the nitty gritty. Bought 10 baby cats, made a kitty committee. Then he did a little dance, a little giddy jiggy, all night long, getting pretty dizzy. Then he wrote a little song, a nitty bitty ditty, and it goes like this.
Welcome back to Ninja Clothes Customs. Today I'm going to show you how I do a steering wheel paracord 550 cord wrap. You get those old steering wheels that start to lose their texture, you get a little sticky, you get a little bit torn up, and you can do a paracord wrap. Makes a very nice smooth surface, great grip on your steering wheel. So you take your paracord, comes at 50 feet, and I put it in a sock. Next I make a slip knot. It's just your basic slip knot. Using a sock will help us to put it in and out through the hoop and keep your paracord from unraveling. So you put this loop through there and pull the sock through. That's your first loop. And then you just got to pull it tight on the back. You can line the first knot that we put, the slip knot, and where this one looped around, there's going to be a little knot there. So you're just going to pull it tight, move them both close together. And then you'll be ready to make your next loop.
Tight, yeah!
So as you do this, you're going to put a loop on the front side, and then you're going to pull the sock through, tighten it up, and then you're going to put a loop on the inside. So if you watch the video, you'll see me go back and forth. You hold the loop on the inside, put the sock in, and when you do it, it's kind of hard to see right here, but when you start doing it, you'll know that when you pull it through, the sock end is going to be either on the inside of the steering wheel or on the outside of the steering wheel. If you forget which side you're supposed to be on. So I would just make the loop, pull the sock through, and then you leave the sock and the string dangling, and that'll indicate if you're supposed to go back through the hole or over. And if you mess it up, it's not a big deal. Your braids on the back won't be perfect, but you can still do this whole wrap and not really worry about if you missed one or if you went inside one time and it should have been outside. So I'm sped this up so you can see, but basically you're going to just grab the string, make a loop, pull the sock through, and then you're going to tighten it up and then do the same thing on the other side. Back and forth, and it goes pretty quick. In real time, it'll probably take you about 20-30 minutes to do a section here. Make the loop, pull it, and so on one side of when you're doing it, when you pull the string, it's going to be in the front, and you got to move it. You got to pull it and move it towards the back where the braid is going to be. So one time you pull it, it'll be already in the back, and the opposite side you pull it, you'll need to physically move it. You'll see me here twist and move it to the back. Again, this is not too complicated. Once you start doing it, you'll figure it out. If you mess up, all you got to do is loosen a little bit and pull it back through. I pay attention to making sure you push down the coil so that's really tight and close together on the steering wheel. If you watch my other video on how to brace your brace, I show you how to use paracord to wrap either your arm brace or your buffer tube or any kind of handle. And that method is a little different. You put a piece of the string on the inside and pull it tight, but it doesn't leave a uniform. You can't really measure out and have it be straight. It's always going to tug some of it inside. So this method is a little different. You basically make these loops, and on the back side, there'll be like a braided section where all the knots are. In theory, you should be able to loosen one end and pull the whole thing off. But if you miss any of them, of the loops, kind of inside or outside, it'll knot up, and so you won't be able to pull it off in one pull, which is fine. If you have to pull it off, you just undo it. So anyway, for guns and other gun parts and things like that, this style of wrap is very useful, and like on a buffer tube, you would just put the braid on the bottom side. Here for a steering wheel, you have the braids in the back so you don't really see them, and then it gives you kind of like the finger groove section. Normal steering wheels that are even leather wrapped or from the factory, they always put the seam side, or where the stitches are, on the back side, and that's where when you wrap your hand around, your fingers wrap around that stitch side, so that gives you a little bit of surface to hold on to, kind of like finger grooves and finger grips. And after that, you just cut it and melt off the end of the paracord. This one's really easy to clean up. You just snip it off with scissors at the end, and when you melt it, it'll hold it against that last knot, that last loop. So now I'll show you the finished product, and you can kind of twist these a little bit to line up that knot, that braids in the back. If you want them to be straight in a line, you can twist it a little bit. There's enough give there that you can move it, but when you're gripping it, it doesn't slide around. You get a really strong grip on the steering wheel. No issues. It's not going to impede your driving. In fact, it'll give you a lot better grip on your steering wheel. At the same time, it's smooth enough that you can glide over with your hand while you're turning, and gives it a clean look. Hope you like this paracord 550 cord wrap on your steering wheel. Thanks for watching my video. Please make sure to like and subscribe.
Danger close.